Hello, hello. What's up, trainers? And welcome to the PokeCentered Podcast, your one-stop shop for anything and everything Pokemon. I'm your host, Wazakis Gaming, and with me today is Twitch streamer, Shiny Hunter, and most recently, a notable trainer for Pokemon 2025 World. Whoa. It's Austin. Hello,
hey,
welcome.
Hello. Hi, how's it going? What's up?
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's very cool to, I don't know, it's cool to chat about the hobby, you know?
Right. Now, I have to ask you, do you go by Austin or is it Glowel?
Okay, it's technically pronounced Glowl, but honestly,
Glowel, okay.
I don't care. It doesn't matter at this point. Whatever
Honestly, with Wazakis Gaming, it's the same. If Wazakas, whatever you want.
You know, it doesn't matter to me, I guess.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna refer to him as Austin, just so that
good enough.
But that is good to know. So here on the PokeCentered Podcast, if this is your first time listening, we like to center different members of the community, from shiny hunters to collectors, play some games, answer some questions sent in by you all, the fans, and overall just have a good time. Austin, are you ready?
Oh my gosh, let's begin.
Let us begin. So I want to talk to you about your content journey. So first off, you are a Twitch streamer. You have been, I see that you've been doing Twitch for several years. At 4 or 5 years now?
Too long. It's too long, honestly. Not really, it's not actually too long.
And I would say a lot of your content definitely revolves around shiny hunting, Dynamaxing, things of that nature.
Oh,
First off, what is your favorite thing that you do? Because it looks like you do it all.
You know what? It's always fun to shiny hunt. I think one of my favorite things about the shiny hunting part, especially on Twitch, is that a lot of it is we just chat the entire time, and maybe something really cool happens, maybe it doesn't. But it's really cool to like connect with the community and talk to the viewers and stuff. That's why I think shiny hunting's got to be my favorite for one of those reasons. Yeah.
And you have to have a lot of patience to do it. I have ADHD, so I've been trying to shiny hunt for so long. Honestly, if it wasn't for things like Legends Arceus being a little bit easier, and Scarlet and Violet being so forgiving, I wouldn't have any shinies. But you started, I think, what, Generation 3? You started playing Pokemon, right?
I started playing Pokemon in Gen 3. I didn't start shiny hunting until X and Y. So it was a big gap until then. I think maybe I just didn't really know what I was doing, so I was too afraid to jump into it until X and Y, because then once like that came out, there was like, I feel like the content space really blew up around that time. So there was like obviously like more tutorials, more videos, more stuff like that. So that's when I really like started to shiny hunt, was in X and Y from like the Friend Safaris. So
oh yeah, see that's something that I don't know if I regret it so much as I think I was like young when things came out. Like I was a little bit younger than everyone else, so I honestly didn't even know what. This is gonna sound so bad. I'm a Pokemon.
It's okay. It's okay.
Guys, remember, I was young when these things came out, so I didn't know what a shiny was until Pokemon Go. When I was sitting in the drive-thru, trying to get some fast food, and a pink Sneasel popped up, and I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
And then it ran. So,
oh no,
love that for me, and then love that for me. Okay, so I have to know then. So you said you started in X and Y. What was? Do you remember? Do you remember what your first shiny hunt was?
I think my first ever shiny. Well, okay, actually, my very first shiny was in Heart Gold Soul Silver, but that was just full odds random, and it was a Gligar. So
I love that. I love the Gligar
Such a good
line.
one. But I think the first one I like searched out was a Fletchling. I think I could be wrong, but I think that might be where it was.
I trying to remember my first shiny. Actually, no, I know what my first true actual shiny was a Psyduck in Scarlet and Violet. Oh my god, I'm really showing myself right now.
That's okay. No, it's all good. Listen, we're all here. We're all chilling, having fun. You know, it doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, exactly, guys. No, I know you guys are gonna still judge me in the comment section, but that's good for engagement. So definitely.
Yeah, I was about to say that's more common. So you're good. You're fine. Actually, everybody shame.
No, yeah, shame. Go ahead and say no. Wait, actually, I don't know if my mental health can deal with this. Okay,
no,
so I need to know. As someone who is a shiny hunter, what is the mindset that you have to have with knowing that a shiny could actually take months? I mean, these games.
At the end of the day, it's either gonna show up or it won't, right?
Right.
But if you keep doing it, it'll show up eventually. You know, eventually it's gonna happen. So you just gotta keep going. I don't really. That's like probably the bad advice, but eventually you'll get it. You know, so don't give up. It'll show up at some point.
But you did say, you know, when it comes to shiny hunting, at least for your streams, the point is not always to get the shiny, but it is a great way to build community. Do you actually, some of our conversation points from our viewers, I know we're pre-recording all this before the show even drops, so I don't know how we have fans answering questions.
That's
but
awesome,
a lot
though.
of people were kind of, asking like, how do you sit down and make content for that long? And when you sit down to do this, how long per stream do you usually give yourself?
So I don't stream super very long because I usually stream like way late at night, right? And so I'm live for about 2 hours every stream, which isn't super long, I guess, compared to, it's like a movie length, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I'm shiny hunting for probably the majority of that. It may be like the first like 20 minutes. I'm not, I'm just chatting or whatever, but yeah, roughly about an hour and a half, 40 minutes per stream.
So don't like make yourself go crazy over it. I feel like everybody watches people like Shiny Catherine and people like that, and they're like, that's how you shiny hunt. And I'm like, I don't have that.
There's some people out there that have like, they got like 17 screens going on, 50 controllers. No way. Absolutely no way I could ever do that. I would love to give it a shot at some point, but the amount of like, you have to pay so much attention, could not. No way.
I used to think, I was like, there's no way that they are having like 15 consoles in front of them. They must be emulating.
There's got to
like,
be something going on.
This is hardware. This is like
really
crazy.
And I don't know how that, I would never be able to pay attention to all that at once. I'd be missing them left and right.
So for anyone who actually doesn't know like who you are and the things that you do, how would you describe yourself? That's hard.
Yeah, everybody in my chat, they just make fun of me. So if you want someone to just make fun of, just come over to this channel. I do shiny hunting, Dynamax. I'll play through the games, of course, when they first drop. I open Pokemon cards, TCG. If it's Pokemon, I'll do it. I'm not afraid. I'll do whatever the heck what I want. But it's like a focus on shiny hunting for sure. But I mean, I'm excited for, I don't remember what you said this comes out, but like for the Switch 2, when Gale of Darkness Coliseum, I'll be able to play those on stream for the first time. I played a lot of Pokemon Quest when I first started. But yeah, pretty much just everything Pokemon with like a focus of shiny hunting. But
so people can kind of go to if you're a fan of the cards, of the video games, anything like that. So, and I like that because I think it is really hard sometimes, and you've managed to do it, of being like, how do I say, a variety Pokemon streamer? Because I feel like my algorithms definitely punished me when I would try to do other things outside of Pokemon news. And it would be like, oh, I want to open up cards. And it's like, we didn't say you could do that.
Yeah, hey, you're not allowed to do that, actually.
But you've managed to like cultivate, I'd say, like a really active community. Like, not to be a stalker or anything, but I've definitely come in and tried to like view everyone's streams that like I've been able to be that I started connecting with through Pokemon and things of that nature. I'm also a notable trainer for World, so I've gotten to meet like a lot of people, and I just love like the community that you garnish there. And I would love to know from like your perspective, like what does it take to have a community that like wants to interact with you as much as you want to interact with them?
I mean, I'm still figuring that one out. But I think really what it is just like, I mean, you just gotta like communicate and just like talk to like, if they got something interesting going on, I feel like there's some people at some point where it's like there's too many chatters to where it's hard to like figure out what everybody's up to. But I don't know. I like to start the stream being like, hey, how's everybody's day going on? You got anything fun happening lately? I think that really helps. Just trying to figure out what everybody's up to without getting too like parasocial about it. Obviously, there's there's a barrier there, but. No, I don't know. I sometimes I'll just, on my Discord, I'll be like, hey, what's everybody up to today? I'm just checking it out, seeing what
being
people
genuine with people. Just basically cultivate, an open and active environment, which I think can be really hard to do, but you manage to do it. And I have to know, since you do so much shiny hunting, what has been your longest shiny hunt? Like what? And that can be like at one time I sat down for this long, or it's like this Pokemon took me months.
I'm pulling up my notes app right now because I have the number.
You keep
I have
notes?
the number. Of course, I have.
I love that.
I got a list of all my active shiny hunts going on right here.
That's very important.
I will say, my longest one on stream, which isn't even that, like, in the grand scheme of things, this is not that many. But as of right now, it's 2,936 encounters for Impidimp and Sword and Shield. It's the static encounter one on the mushroom. You gotta run into Glimwood Tangle, grab it. But my longest one in total, like forever, it was like 4,300 something. It was like a full odds in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
That's awesome. I don't think my numbers have gone up that much. I usually give up before you get to those
Honestly,
numbers.
Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like I've seen people go to like 13,000 encounters. And
Yes.
I have to commend that because I'm sitting here at almost 3,000 and I'm like, okay, it's gotta come soon, right? Please.
Right?
Please soon. So yeah, no, it's tricky. It's tricky to like keep going after a while because you're like, okay, well, we'll take a break. You know, maybe we'll come back to this one.
And how do you decide what you're going to shiny hunt? Do you let like your chat decide? Is it like throw a dart at a board, whatever lands?
Well, so I have a chat point redeem where my chatters can like redeem which shiny hunt they want to see me do. But at the beginning of the year, I created like a bingo board. So it's like I have like a bingo board full of like different shiny Pokemon. And so we just kind of like pick from that throughout the year. And right now we're hunting for Impidimp.
I love that. I love Impidimp
bingo.
shiny.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. And what would you say like your favorite shiny is? I know there's like 1,000+ Pokemon, but
It's Politoed.
Politoed, really? Finally, some love for my boy.
I love Politoed. The frogs are so good, and that's like it's such a good shiny. It's like cotton candy kind of.
Yeah,
Love it.
that's awesome. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of love, and I didn't realize how much I loved him until I got a lucky shiny of him in Pokemon Go, and he is my baby. I want to say one of my favorite shinies is Breloom.
That's such a good one. Such a good one too.
But because of the news and social media, every time I bring that up, someone's like,
it's because of no, I liked Breloom before.
I promise this is not. It was like with Typhlosion all over again, which we're not getting into. That's not family friendly. But I want to put out into the universe that it was a mistranslation. I just want to put that out there. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so we've reached the quiz portion of today's episode where we're going to test Austin's knowledge on some general Pokemon trivia. Please, you at home, feel free to play along. Are you ready?
I mean, I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I'm going to look like such a fake fan.
No,
I really will.
Honestly, the intro of this video, it made me feel like one. But question number 1.
Okay.
It is multiple choice. Which Pokemon games... yeah, I'm not going to do that to you guys. Which Pokemon games were almost the end of Pokemon as we know it today?
Gen 2. Gold, Silver.
Yep, see? Okay.
We're good.
Question 2. According to Aggron's Dex entry, how can you tell its age? A, the amount of scars on its hide. B, the length of its horns. C, the length of its tail. Or D, the size of its mountain territory.
It's got to be the horns, right?
Yes, it is. They are made of iron. However, the amount of scars on its hide can allude to amount of battle experience, which may also be the Pokemon's age. Of course. All right, great job. 2 for 2. Let's go for number 3.
I'll take it.
I like that. All right, what was the first Pokemon created by Satoshi, the creator of Pokemon?
It was Rhyhorn. Right on.
Yep, right on. Right on. See, we don't even need the multiple choice.
No, you know what? I'm doing all right, actually. Okay.
Okay, our final question. Nice. What are the 5 conditions that a Pokemon can be judged on when taking part in a contest?
Okay, this one's gonna be the tricky. It's cool, cute, smart.
There's another name for smart that it might be.
No, not intelligent. What is it?
Cuteness, yes. 2 more?
Jeez.
Get in the comments down below. Tell them that they're a fake fan.
What the heck? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, okay, so...
Okay. I had cool, cute, smart. Not smart. Smart's not right.
Smart is one, but there's a different name for smart.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's not intelligence. That's too long. It wouldn't fit.
No. A fox might be considered
sly.
Not smart, but cleverness.
Clever, no, that of course.
Fake fan.
No.
And the last one.
What's the last one?
Toughness.
Fair enough.
They had so they had a different name. It was just cute, cool, that kind of thing originally, and then got remasked as coolness, cuteness, beauty, cleverness, and toughness. Hey, but there you 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So
I'll take it. That's not too bad.
I think you did good. All right, now we've reached the portion of the show where we're going to answer some questions from you all, the fans, submitted for Austin specifically. So, Austin, first question is submitted to us from Daniel over on YouTube.
Hey,
how do you juggle a full-time job and streaming? I am having a really hard time managing both and can only do one or the other.
Right. Obviously, yeah. So, the answer I would like to say is you don't. But that's not the right answer.
Right.
You absolutely can. It's really tricky though. I think Depending on like the times, because I work from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. and then I come home and then I stream, and then if I have to edit something, I'm up even. So I'm up until like 4 or 5 a.m. So it pretty much gets rid of my like morning completely. It does not exist.
It doesn't exist, right?
And so I think like the best thing to do is like if you're able to schedule like if you have like a day off, or if you're able to schedule like some nights where maybe you push yourself a little bit, not too much because you got to take care of yourself, right? But if you try to like knock out a couple things at once and then you could schedule that throughout the week, that's probably the best way to go about it. Obviously, it is important to take care of yourself. You don't want to push yourself too much.
Right.
But I think, yeah, if you could, like, find, like, a night or two throughout the week where you can, like, okay, I can maybe, like, stay up an extra hour or two, maybe record some clips, maybe go live. Even, you don't have to, like I said, I stream for, like, 2 hours at a time, which is probably not the normal amount people would stream, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, you can make it work. I feel like there's a lot of ways that people look at other quote-unquote successful content creators, streamers or whatever, and they're like, oh, they're streaming 6-7 hours a day. How am I supposed to do that? You don't really have to. You don't really have to.
No, not at all.
One great thing is, like, if you were to say, for example, like, stream for like an hour, you can cut that up into like a couple clips, upload that to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and you can take that one stream and kind of like stretch it out to last like a week of shorts and stuff. That's probably the best advice I have for that, because it is very tricky.
And when trimming through questions for this episode, I did kind of see a general consensus, and feel free to echo or tell me that you disagree, but I also felt like people feel like there is like this perfect time to stream, and they're like, oh, I can't get to that time. And I feel like that people are up and about around the world 24/7.
Right. Yeah.
So picking the best time for you is probably the better goal,
that's
rather
the best
than
way to go about it. Yeah. Sure, there are, like, I don't know, maybe there is like an algorithmic best time. I don't know if it matters really at the end of the day, because yeah, like you said, people are up. You know, the world is very big. There's a lot of different time zones out there. And so, like, when I stream, you know, maybe it's like if I go live at like 1 a.m., you know, sometimes I'll get like the early morning UK viewers or Australia viewers, but I might miss out on like California or East Coast and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of like difference there. But yeah, people are up all the time. I don't know if time matters too much, but
right. And then also, to be fair, if you are not a full-time content creator and that's like making you money, streaming for 6-7 hours a day is time that you could be making content that is lasting on another platform.
I can't recommend streaming super long if that's not your main income.
No. And last thing I will say about this as well is that the reason that it works for those people is because they already have that big audience. More than likely from another platform. And Twitch is very hard for discoverability.
But not only that, you have to take into consideration that these larger creators also probably have editors. They've got people that can make their edit their content, make the thumbnails for them, upload for them even. Where it's like for people that are like starting out, or even for me, like I don't got that kind of stuff, right? And so it's important to like try to know where your time is going into and where maybe it would be more beneficial to allocate more time.
I like that. That's really good advice. So our next question comes from Duck's Card Nest over on Instagram and asks, what is a Gen 3 Pokemon that you think deserves a redesign, and what would you want them to look like?
With Gen 3, okay, I feel like, that might be tricky. I don't know.
I feel like Gen 3 has a lot of really good, or if you want, you could also pick maybe one that needs like a better shiny. Something that, do you hear the clicking, guys?
Not me Googling up Gen 3 Mons. Hold on.
No, not at all.
I think, okay, this could be... Maybe I feel like there needs something more for Spinda.
Yeah, I think Spinda
really cool. Wait, can I maybe? Okay, I might slightly change my answer. I think it's a crime that cast form doesn't have. There's more weathers. Why do we not got more cast forms? What's going on there?
We've had this for years. It's been over a decade and a half.
He could have we need more cast form love, please.
I also would like to say that someone I talked to another content creator, and they had a really good input. We had mentioned Aggron earlier.
Yeah.
And they said that they think the shiny should be gold. Because
that would be cool.
It's already kind of irony silver.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool. It's AG, Aggron, AU for gold. I like that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good answer. I like that one, yeah. Shout out to whoever answered that one.
Right. Another question also asks you, what is your favorite shiny Pokemon?
Oh, yeah. Politoed, of course.
Yeah, Politoed.
To add on a little bit, I really like Palo Sand. I really like the entire Porygon line. Rockruff is a great one. Rayquaza. I mean, yeah, come on. Rayquaza.
I mean, who
so
doesn't
cool.
like Rayquaza?
Rayquaza's awesome.
Have you shiny hunted Rayquaza yet?
In Dynamax Adventures.
Oh, did you get one? Because I have yet to. I have yet to grab one, and I'm so frustrated with it. No. I did recently. We did Dynamax Adventures and egg hatching at the same time. Finally got my Noi back, guys. Or maybe I should tell you to go check out the clip or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, of course. I mean, you have to watch the reaction still.
Yeah, you have to. I cried. Obviously. I called my mother. No.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Our next question is from Anonymous, and they said, classic question of what type of gym leader would you be, and who is your ace Pokemon?
Okay, I think probably let's go with... This one might be wild. I'm going to say Bug and Ladian.
Really? Why Bug?
I think there's a lot of cool Bug Pokemon, you know? Heracross, you got Butterfree. Now I'm blanking, obviously, all of a sudden.
No, I don't mean to put it on the spot.
Feel like... I don't know. I feel like a lot of Bug types don't get a lot of... Because they're sort of weak, kind of. But yeah. I'm in the group that I think Ladian needs like a Mega or a new evolution or something. Give it fighting type, increase its stats a little bit. I don't know.
That's actually so funny that you said that, because our next question comes from TCG Deviant over on YouTube and says, what Pokemon do you hope gets a new Mega Evolution in Legend ZA?
Ladian, please.
Perfect.
There it is.
Perfect. What would that even look like?
Yeah, it's got like the punch bag punch, like, what are they called? I can't think what they're called.
I don't know why I'm punching the screen too. What am I doing?
They got the fist things. What are they called?
The fisticuffs.
In boxing. I don't know. They got the
Ooh,
the
it should be fighting Bug. That would be actually sick.
Bug. If you want, give it like bigger buffer arms. I don't know. Or it could go like along the lines of like more superhero-esque, kind of like Palafin did, where it just like, yeah, it just has like, it's just a superhero.
Wait a minute. And I would also like to say that Ledian needs a better shiny, right? It doesn't change much, right? Why? Pokemon, why? We have the technology now. We could go back and rewrite our mistakes.
Yeah.
I won't tell anyone. Austin, you won't tell anyone, right?
No, my lips are sealed, obviously. I think some Pokemon shinies like look so good in some games, but are really bad in others. Like Ghastly, for example. I just found a shiny Ghastly in Sleep. Love the shiny. But in like Scarlet and Violet, it's like, okay, it's underwhelming here.
Actually, I would love to know your opinion, because I think everyone is like down this firm line. How do you feel about like the 3D-ification of Pokemon? Because a lot of them, at least especially for their shinies, really like they dulled the color on a lot of things, or they went for realism.
I think Pokemon looks the best when it's very bright and colorful.
Agreed.
And I think more recently they've kind of slided away from that a little bit with Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, which I think like for PLA it kind of made sense with like the vibe of the game, so I'm not critiquing that one really too much. But I don't know, I feel like, yeah, especially for like Pokemon Let's Go or Emerald is the one that pops into mind as like a very colorful looking game. I feel like it just like the more color they throw in there, the better it looks. I don't know. So
no, I completely agree. I know everyone kind of dogs on Sword and Shield, but it is the best looking, in my opinion, Pokemon game that we've ever had, and I think it gets a lot more hate.
I've recently been stuck in Glimwood Tangle. It's so pretty.
It's gorgeous.
So pretty in there. I love it. So yeah, I don't know. I agree. I think Sword and Shield looks good. People get mad, but it's all good.
Okay, so our final question comes from DCB60, also over on YouTube. And he asked you, what is the goal for you as a content creator? I am trying to get started, but I'm really not sure what to strive for outside of a subscriber count.
Okay, that's fair. I think one of the reasons I started streaming and making content online is because I was like a very reserved person in my outside life. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up or whatever. And so I started, was like, okay, I'm going to meet like the community, try to get into like the spaces where like, you know, oh, I like this person's content. Let me, you know, I'm going to start making my own content and maybe try to grow my own community. And I think that's one of the best things I think I've locked onto. It's hard to not like look at numbers and be like dreaded by them a little bit. It's
right.
Like, you know, because that's obviously something that there is importance to it in a way. But I think at the end of the day, for me personally, it's just going in there and making connections with everybody, because we're all here to share the same love, at least in this case, of Pokemon, right? And so it's just nice to be able to talk to people, what they're into, learn their stories and stuff like that. I guess, like, as far as goals go, it's super important to set small goals and then slowly ladder your way up, as opposed to, okay, well, I'm gonna try to shoot for 1 million subscribers.
Probably not gonna happen.
It's gonna be a lot harder than it seems. More, it's like, okay, well, I'm at 5,000, I can get to 5,050, I can get to 5,100. You know, it makes it seem a lot more like reachable. And I feel like that in a way, it's like you're always like, oh, I'm almost to my next goal, as opposed to, oh, I'm nowhere near 1 million. So I think that's one way to look at it. Yeah.
And it's important to celebrate and share those goals with your community, because you're more likely as well when people know that you're trying to hit. Like, for example, we are very close to 2,000 on YouTube. We really focused on hitting YouTube partner before I was growing a community. So I was doing a lot of like lo-fi, and I created my own Pokemon lo-fi. And so that was just like passive views. But now that I've hit YouTube partner, it's something like, okay, well, the next step now is I'm going to try not to look at the numbers at all. And I want to try to get reoccurring viewers. I want to try to get people that come and stay for the content. And I think something like maybe making sure that you're not always making a number-based goal as well can be really helpful. And I mean, you can also attest to this, as you were just saying. I think you also just need to find a love for what you're doing, because not saying that numbers aren't going to make you sad or happy or whatever to them. But, you know, I think a lot of people, if you wanted to make money, there's a lot faster ways to do it.
Yeah, there is. But one thing before the next thing, I want to quickly state that, like, I think you were mentioning, like, finding the love in the thing you do. When I first started making YouTube videos, this was like 10, 12 years ago. I did, like, I don't know if you know what Bakugan is.
I do know what Bakugan is.
Okay, awesome. I would, like, unbox those and do reviews and battles with those, and then I switched to Beyblade. And it took me a while before I was like, oh no, I feel at home in the Pokemon community. So don't feel like you need to, like, set your sights on one thing. It can change. It can change, like, as the day goes on, for sure.
That's really true. I think being open to change, and then also when you're just starting your channel, that's when you can try a bunch of things and see what sticks. Because I used to open up card content and do all these edits with it. And then I realized, like, this is not... First off, I don't have the money to just be opening packs this way, and it's not that enjoyable. Once we hit our first 1,000 on TikTok, the algorithm stopped helping us. So I had to start realizing, like, what am I
what's going on?
Interested in? And I liked Pokemon news, because one thing is that talking about games and stuff gives me a little bit of anxiety, because people have a lot of opinions. But when it comes to news about games and stuff, it's like, this is objectively just what happening. I'm just the messenger.
Yeah, you know, just don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you what they updated.
Exactly. So give yourself some time, because, like, I don't do anything about, like, what I did before. So. And
last thing I want to add on to like wrap up this question really quick. As far as content goes, if you are looking at the numbers, because like I said, sometimes that's important to have like a goal and pay attention to what's going on. One day could be so much better than the next day. The amount of ups and downs in content creation is wild. Because like you had said, like, you know, you hit 1,000, all of a sudden the algorithm's like, hey, let's slow it down a little bit for the next couple days.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll be uploading videos, they get good views, and the next one flops, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do different this time? What happened? But it's hard. It's like, it's so easy to say, you know, but try not to let that get to you too much. Just keep doing what you're doing. If, you know, it's okay to, like, pick it apart and see, like, okay, where did the views drop off here? What happened here? But at the end of the day, like, there's a roller coaster happening, and you're on that. You're
right.
Good luck. Yeah, it's good. Definitely changes all the time of what works, what doesn't work.
And our last point for today's video is that I did release a poll over on Instagram, and I linked it over on Reddit. So thank you to everyone who participated in that. And I had them vote on which starter Pokemon they think you are going to pick for Legends ZA, and 78% said Tepig. Are they correct?
They're wrong. Totodile.
They're wrong. Okay. What are you picking?
Totodile.
Totodile.
Now, I will say, I will say I might pick Chikorita just to support the girls.
Thank you. That's what I'm doing. I am the girls, but I'm just, yeah.
Because I think there's too much Chikorita hate out there. We gotta get rid of that. Chikorita's awesome. Tepig, okay, to everybody that said Tepig, before you get mad in the comments, it is my favorite Gen 5 starter.
There you go.
Totodile is my favorite starter, probably of all time. Maybe Turtwig, but
I was gonna say mine is either Trico or Piplup. But I'm also think this will be my first time playing as Chikorita in the run through. However, I have decided that I have to wait until I see like the mega reveals.
Of course. Yeah.
Because
if there's something else going on, my mind can be swayed. But as of this moment, Totodile. I will, because that happened with me before I saw like the final evolutions in Legends Arceus. I was like, oh, I'm picking Rowlet 100,000%. And then I'm playing through, and I'm like, okay, maybe I kind of wish I picked Cyndaquil.
Maybe
I should pick Cyndaquil.
Honestly, let me know in the comments of this video, if you didn't bully me earlier, what Legends Z 8 through starter you guys are going to pick, because I am curious on if we can get some more Chikorita love. But I'm also thinking of leaving it up to chat to vote on my starter. But I really don't want Tepig. I'm sorry, guys, but I am not a Tepig fan. I think he has a great shiny, but I am so tired of them making every fire type a fighting type. So I'm really hoping that maybe Tepig's Mega, I don't know if I don't mean to prolong this, but I don't know if you can confirm or not. I can't remember if a lot of Mega Evolutions change the typing or not really.
There is a good chunk that do change. Some keep it, but a lot of them change.
So we have a chance. This could change everything, so we'll see. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much, Austin, for taking the time. Let them know where they can find you.
Well, I do a lot of streaming over on twitch.tv/Glal. If you want to find short form content, Instagram's probably your go-to place to go, at It's Glowel. Pretty much, I guess I'm It's Glowel on TikTok as well, Glowel on YouTube, but you might run into My Singing Monsters. Just ignore that. I had the name first. And I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, twitch.tv/Glal. You can find all my links there if you want to keep up to date with anything else. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. And that's GLOWL. And you guys can find me at Wazakis Gaming or at the PokeCentered Podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye.